What if you could stand unshaken while the world spirals into chaos around you? Picture a stormy sea, waves crashing, winds howling, yet there you are, calm, steady, like a lighthouse rooted in stone. That's the promise of Stoicism, and it's not just ancient wisdom. It's a lifeline for today's relentless noise. Welcome to Daily Stoic Habits, where we unpack the art of living with unshakable peace. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for Daily Stoic Habits and ring the bell to never miss a dose of clarity. Step into a crowded city, street horns blaring, screens flashing, everyone racing to nowhere. It's easy to get swept away, to let every notification, argument, or headline hijack your mind. But what if peace isn't something you chase? What if it's something you claim, right here, right now? Over 2,000 years ago, Stoics like Zeno of Citium mastered this. They weren't monks hiding from life. They were warriors of the mind, thriving in chaos by anchoring themselves in reason and choice. Their secret, a way of living that turns noise into focus, outrage into calm, and distraction into purpose. This isn't about shutting the world out or becoming cold and distant. It's about building a core so strong that no storm can rattle you. We're talking about a mindset that lets you face a screaming boss, a flooded inbox, or a heated argument and still choose your response with clarity. It's power, not the loud, flashy kind, but the quiet, grounded kind that makes you feel whole, no matter what's thrown your way. Can you imagine that kind of freedom? It's not a dream. It's a skill, and it's already inside you, waiting to be unlocked. In this video, we're diving into the Stoic blueprint for staying unbothered, not numb, not detached, but deeply centered. You'll learn how to build your inner citadel, a mental fortress no chaos can breach. We'll explore how to let go of what you can't control, transform raw emotions into wisdom, and walk through life's storms with a steady heart. This isn't dusty philosophy. It's a practical guide for reclaiming your mind in a world that's fighting to steal it. So, stick with us, because by the end, you'll have the tools to not just survive the chaos but to rise above it, calm and clear. Let's get started. Life is a storm, and most of us spend our days wrestling with forces we can't tame. Other people's words, sudden setbacks, or the endless churn of events. But what if you stopped fighting the wind and focused on steering your own ship? The Stoics, those ancient masters of calm, taught us simple yet radical truth. Some things are in your control, and some aren't. Your peace depends on knowing the difference. It's like a sailor at sea. He can't command the waves or the gusts, but he can adjust the sail, shift the rudder, and choose his course. That's where his power lies, and it's where yours does too. Think about your day. A coworker snaps at you, traffic jams your commute, or a news alert spikes your pulse. Your first instinct might be to push back, to curse the situation, or to spiral into worry. But here's the Stoic insight. Those are the winds, not the sail. You can't control what others say, how the world unfolds, or what fate throws your way. But your thoughts, your actions, your attitude, those are yours to command. Epictetus, a Stoic who rose from slavery to wisdom, put it bluntly: happiness begins when you accept that only your choices belong to you. The rest, the opinions, the outcomes, the chaos is just noise. This isn't about giving up or going passive. It's about precision. Why waste energy on what's beyond your reach? Picture yourself raging at a storm cloud for raining. It's pointless, exhausting, and changes nothing. Now picture yourself calmly choosing how to respond. A deep breath before you speak, a decision to let go of a slight, or a quiet focus on what you can do next. That's the Stoic way. It's not weakness, it's strategy. It's claiming the one thing no one can take from you: your ability to decide who you are in the moment. So how do you make this real? Start with a question, one the Stoics leaned on like a compass. Is this in my control? When you're stuck in traffic, ask it. When someone's words sting, ask it. When the world feels like it's crumbling, ask it. If the answer is yes, like your effort, your kindness, your next step, engage with focus and intention. Pour your energy there, free of anxiety, because it's yours to shape. If the answer is no, like the weather, someone's mood, or a past mistake, let it go, not with frustration, but with the ease of releasing a weight you were never meant to carry. This question is your anchor. Practice it, and you'll start to notice a shift. The chaos doesn't vanish, but it loses its grip. You stop shouting at the wind and start steering your ship. You begin to move through life with a clarity that feels like freedom. Not because the world got quieter, but because you got steadier. That's the power of the control compass. It always points you back to peace, no matter how wild the storm. You're in a heated moment, someone cuts you off in traffic. A sharp comment lands like a jab, or a plan unravels. Your chest tightens, your pulse races, and the urge to snap back surges like a wildfire. It's human, primal even, to want to lash out or shut down. But what if you could catch that spark before it burns you? The Stoics mastered this art, not by suppressing their emotions, but by transforming them. They called it emotional alchemy, turning raw, reactive heat into clear, deliberate light. It's not about denying what you feel. It's about choosing what you do with it. Picture Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor juggling war, betrayal, and an empire's weight. He faced moments that would break most advisors, scheming, soldiers grumbling, crises piling up. Yet, in his private writings, he reminds himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When anger flared, he didn't let it rule him. He paused, like a warrior stepping back from the fray, and asked himself what a wiser version of him would do. That pause was his power. It turned impulse into insight, rage into resolve. That split-second gap between stimulus and response is where freedom lives. Most of us miss it, reacting on autopilot, snapping at a slight, stewing over a setback, or retreating into silence. We become puppets to our emotions, tugged by old habits or unchecked triggers. But the Stoic sees that pause as sacred. It's a doorway to clarity, a chance to choose who you'll be. Will you let anger steer, or will you steer it? Will you let fear consume you, or will you shape it into courage? The unbothered don't ignore their emotions, they listen, then lead. So how do you practice this? It starts with a breath. The next time you feel that familiar heat, say, when a coworker's jab stings or a delayed phrase your nerves stop. Don't speak, don't act, just breathe. Slow and deep, for a count of 4. Feel the air ground you, like roots sinking into soil. This isn't suppression, it's space making. In that pause, ask yourself, what's really happening here? What would my calmest, wisest self do? Let the question sink in. It's like flipping a switch from reaction to reflection. This practice isn't about perfection. You'll slip, shout when you meant to stay cool, or clam up when you meant to speak. That's okay. The Stoics weren't stone statues. They were human, too. Marcus failed, reflected, and tried again. Each pause you take, even if it's messy, is a step toward mastery. Over time, you'll notice the gap widening. That flare of anger becomes a signal to slow down, not speed up. That pang of fear becomes a guide, not a chain. You start to forge patience from frustration, compassion from hurt, and strength from sorrow. This alchemy is quiet but mighty. It's not about never feeling the heat, it's about using it to refine you. When you pause and breathe, you're not just saving a moment, you're shaping your character. You're choosing to act from wisdom, not whim. The world will keep throwing sparks, but you'll learn to catch them, shape them, and turn them into light. That's the Stoic secret. Your emotions don't own you, you wield them. Like a blacksmith wields fire, to craft a life of clarity and calm. The world loves to hand you mirrors, some flattering, some cruel. A compliment lifts you to the clouds, a criticism sinks you to the dirt. It's tempting to let these reflections define you, to let praise inflate your ego or insults bruise your soul. But what if you could walk through life untouched by either, steady as a rock in a stream? The Stoics called this the armor of indifference, not coldness, but clarity. It's the art of knowing your worth doesn't hinge on what others think. It's freedom from the fickle waves of opinion. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher who navigated Rome's cutthroat elite, knew this well. He faced flattery from sycophants and venom from critics. Yet he wrote, "We suffer more from imagination than reality." When rumors swirled or praise poured in, he didn't let it steer him. He saw opinions as shadows, projections of the speaker's mood, bias, or agenda, not truths about his character. A rival's jab wasn't a verdict on his soul. A senator's applause wasn't a measure of his virtue. He stayed anchored, not by ignoring the noise, but by refusing to let it own him. This armor isn't about shutting people out. It's about standing firm in your own truth. People's words, whether kind or cutting, are like weather passing through an open sky. You don't need to cling to the sunshine of praise or brace against the storm of critique. Let them come and go. Why? Because your value lies in your actions, your integrity, the way you carry yourself when no one's watching. The Stoics called external things like fame or disapproval indifference. They don't make you good or bad. Your choices do. Picture this. Someone mocks your work at a meeting. Your stomach knots. Your mind races to defend or retreat. Most of us take the bait, letting their words worm into our self-image. But the Stoic pauses and thinks, this isn't mine to carry. It's their projection, not my reality. Or when a friend gushes over your success, you smile. Say thanks, but don't let it swell your head. You stay steady, not because you're aloof, but because you know who you are beyond the chatter. How do you build this armor? Try this. For 1 week, keep a journal. Each time someone's words, praise or criticism stir you, write it down. Note what they said, how it made you feel, and why it hit hard. At week's end, read it back. Ask yourself, why did I give this person so much power? You'll start to see patterns. Maybe you crave approval from certain people or flinch at specific triggers. That awareness is your shield. It helps you catch the moment when you're tempted to outsource your worth. This practice isn't about becoming untouchable. It's about becoming unshakable. You can still care, listen, and connect, but you don't let others' voices drown out your own. You wear this indifference like a quiet confidence, letting compliments and critiques pass like a breeze through an open window, observed, not owned. Over time, you'll find a stillness that doesn't need applause to stand tall or fear judgment to shrink. You'll move through the world with a dignity that's yours alone, rooted in the truth of who you are, not the mirrors others hold up. The past pulls you back with regrets, what ifs, and wounds you can't undo. The future lures you forward with worries, plans, and endless hypotheticals. Both are thieves, stealing the only moment you truly own, right now. The Stoics knew this, and they built their peace on a simple truth: only the present is real. It's the only place where you can act, choose, and live. When you anchor yourself here, the noise of yesterday and tomorrow fades and clarity takes its place. This is stillness in motion, the art of staying grounded while life swirls around you. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and Stoic, lived in a world of relentless pressure wars, politics, betrayals, yet he wrote, confine yourself to the present. He didn't ignore the past or dismiss the future. He just refused to let them hijack his focus. When faced with a crisis, he'd zero in on the moment. What can I do right now? What choice is mine in this breath? By rooting himself in the now, he found a calm that no chaos could shake. It wasn't about freezing time. It was about moving through it with purpose, like a dancer in sync with the music of the present. Why is the present so powerful? Because it's where your strength lives. You can't rewrite a mistake from last year or control what tomorrow brings, but you can choose how to respond today. You can listen fully to a friend, tackle one task with focus, or take a single step toward a goal. The present is your stage, where every small act, every word, every breath shapes who you are. Most of us miss this, rushing to escape discomfort or chasing some distant reward. We're so busy running from the past or toward the future that we forget to stand still and just be. Stillness isn't sitting cross-legged in silence. It's a mindful presence that brings calm to your actions. It's writing an email without fretting about the reply, or walking through a storm with your head clear. The unbothered don't drift into memories or fantasies. They engage with what's in front of them. They notice the texture of their coffee mug, the rhythm of their breath, the fleeting expression on a stranger's face. By staying here, they turn ordinary moments into something sacred, not because life gets easier, but because they get more awake. How do you train this? Use a presence bell. Set a timer on your phone to chime every hour. When it rings, pause. Take a slow breath and ask, am I here? Or am I somewhere else? Are you lost in a grudge from last week, anxious about a meeting tomorrow? Or are you right here, feeling your feet on the floor, hearing the hum of the world? This simple act pulls you back. It's like a reset button for your mind, reminding you that peace isn't out there, it's in this moment, waiting for you to claim it. At first, you'll catch yourself drifting often. That's normal. The Stoics weren't perfect. They practiced. Each time you return to the now, you strengthen your focus. You start to notice life's details, the warmth of sunlight, the cadence of a conversation that you once sped past. Time slows down, not because the clock changes, but because you're fully in it. You become the calm at the center of the storm, not by escaping life's chaos, but by meeting it with a presence so steady it feels like power. The present is your anchor. Keep coming back, and you'll find it's always enough. Comfort is a quiet trap. The more you wrap yourself in it, the softer you get until a single gust of hardship sends you reeling. The Stoics saw this and chose a bolder path, voluntary discomfort, not because they loved pain, but because they craved strength. By stepping into challenge on their terms, they stripped fear of its power and built a resilience that life's chaos couldn't shake. It's like training for a marathon. You don't wait for the race to test your legs, you run now, so you're ready when it counts. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher who lived among Rome's elite, could have basked in luxury. Instead, he slept on hard floors, wore rough clothes, and ate simple meals. He'd ask himself, is this what I feared? Each time, he found the answer was no. The discomfort he chose revealed his fears as shadows loud in the mind, weak in reality. By facing hardship deliberately, he turned it into a teacher, not a tyrant. His practice wasn't punishment, it was preparation, forging a mind that could handle life's inevitable blows with calm. Why choose discomfort? Because it toughens you. Every convenience you lean on, endless hot showers, instant snacks, constant noise dulls your edge. When life yanks those away, you're left fragile, rattled by the smallest slight. But when you train in controlled hardship, you learn to bend without breaking. You stretch your patience, grit, and clarity, like a muscle worked just enough to grow. You discover you're stronger than you thought, not because you avoid pain, but because you've walked through it and come out sharper. Think of it like a firefighter running drills. She doesn't wait for a blaze to learn how to carry the heat. She trains in it, so when the real fire comes, she's steady. Voluntary discomfort does the same for your soul. Skip a meal, and hunger becomes familiar, not frightening. Take a cold shower, and you realize the chill can't break you. Spend an hour in silence, and you find the quiet isn't empty, it's grounding. Each choice chips away at the illusion that you need comfort to thrive. How do you start? Pick one challenge for a week. Try cold showers each morning, feel the shock, breathe through it, and notice how it wakes your resolve. Or skip a meal once, not to starve, but to remind yourself you're not ruled by craving. Or go silent for an evening, no phone, no music, just you and your thoughts. The goal isn't suffering, it's clarity. You're teaching yourself that discomfort isn't the enemy, it's a forge. Write down how it feels each day. You'll see your fear shrink and your confidence grow. This isn't about being reckless or glorifying pain. It's about readiness. The unbothered don't stumble into calm, they earn it through practice. When you choose hardship, you rob life of its scare tactics. A late bill, a long wait, a sleepless night. These stop being threats and become tests. You've already passed. You move through them not with panic, but with poise. Because you've been here before, on purpose. You've felt the cold, the hunger, the silence, and found they didn't destroy you, they refined you. Over time, this practice builds a quiet power. You stop flinching at life's curveballs because you've trained in the art of endurance. You carry a strength that doesn't need to shout, a calm that says, I've faced worse, and I'm still here. That's the gift of voluntary discomfort. It doesn't just shield you from chaos, it shapes you into someone who can walk through it, steady, clear, and whole. Life is a relentless storm. Criticism stings, plans crumble, and chaos bangs at your door. Yet, deep within you lies a sanctuary no tempest can touch. The Stoics called it the inner citadel, a fortress of the mind where your peace, values, and reason stand unshaken. It's not built with walls or locked gates, but with deliberate choices, forged day by day. When the world grows loud, this is where you retreat, not to hide, but to reclaim your strength, to stand firm as the winds howl. Epictetus, a Stoic, who endured slavery before becoming a sage, spoke of this citadel as your ultimate refuge. He faced loss, exile, and scorn, yet taught that nothing external, insults, failures, or even chains could breach your inner world unless you let it. No one can harm you, he said, unless you consent to be harmed. His citadel was his clarity, his refusal to let life's noise rewrite his soul. When betrayal came, he returned to his principles. When pain struck, he leaned on reason. This inner stronghold kept him free, no matter the shackles. Building your citadel starts with understanding. Your mind is yours alone. People will judge, circumstances will shift, and tragedies will knock, but they can't enter unless you open the gate. Your thoughts, your choices, your response to the world, these are the bricks of your fortress. Every time you choose calm over rage, patience over panic, or integrity over applause, you lay another stone. It's not about being untouchable. It's about being unswayable, rooted in a core so steady that no storm can topple it. Picture a moment of crisis, a heated argument, a sudden loss, or a wave of doubt. The world demands you react, shout back, collapse, or chase approval. Instead, you step into your citadel, you breathe, you center, and you ask, what is true for me now? This isn't escape, it's power. It's where you sift through the chaos and find your truth. Here, you don't need to prove yourself or silence the noise. You simply stand in your own clarity, like a lighthouse unmoved by crashing waves. How do you strengthen this fortress? Choose a mantra. I remain unmoved in moments of stress. When a co-worker's jab lands, a deadline looms, or fear creeps in, repeat it silently. Let it anchor you. A reminder that your peace doesn't depend on the world's approval or predictability. Say it when you're tempted to spiral, when opinions try to pull you off course. It's not magic. It's a signal to your mind, calling you back to your center, reinforcing the walls of your citadel with every repetition. This practice builds over time. At first, you might fall to react too fast, let a slight pierce too deep. That's okay. Epictetus didn't build his citadel overnight. He honed it through trial and error. Each time you return to your mantra, you repair a crack, add a layer of resilience. You start to notice the noise, less gossip, setbacks, even praise, because your inner world grows louder, clearer. You walk back into life not as a victim of its storms, but as their master. Your citadel is your sanctuary, but it's also your strength source. From here, you act, speak, and live with purpose, not impulse. It's where you rest when the world exhausts you, where you rebuild when it bruises you. It's the quiet truth that no loss can steal, no opinion can shake. Keep building it, brick by choice, and you'll find a peace that doesn't just endure, it radiates, steady and whole. No matter what comes, you can't stay calm if you don't know who you are. Without self-awareness, every jab feels personal, every praise feels like a crown. The Stoics understood that true peace comes from seeing yourself clearly, not through a lens of pride or shame, but with honest, steady eyes. This is the Stoic mirror, a tool for knowing your strengths, your flaws, and your path forward, without judgment clouding the view. It's how you anchor yourself in a world that pulls you in every direction. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled Rome, carved out time each night to face this mirror. In his tent, far from the pomp of palaces, he wrote to himself, dissecting his day. What did he do well? Where did he stumble? How could he grow? These weren't rants of self-criticism or boasts of glory. They were calm reflections, like a gardener tending soil. He didn't inflate his virtues or wallow in mistakes. He looked at himself as he was, with curiosity and resolve, knowing that clarity, not perfection, was the goal. This practice is your compass. When you know your triggers, say, a tendency to snap under stress or to chase approval, you can navigate them. When you see your values, like kindness or courage, you can lean into them. Without this, you're a ship adrift, swayed by every wave of emotion or opinion. But with it, you stand firm. A co-worker's slight doesn't define you, it reveals a chance to practice patience, A moment of pride shows you where humility needs work. Self-awareness turns life's chaos into lessons. The Stoic mirror isn't about beating yourself up or stroking your ego. Judgment, whether harsh or flattering, blurs the truth. Instead, you observe, like a scientist noting patterns. Maybe you notice you're quick to anger when tired, or you shrink from conflict to keep the peace. These aren't failures, they're data. They show you where to grow, not where to hide. This clarity cuts through the fog of self-doubt or arrogance, guiding you toward the person you want to be. How do you start? Try an evening inventory. Each night, grab a notebook and ask 3 questions. What did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What will I do better tomorrow? Write briefly a few sentences. Maybe you stayed calm in a tough talk, but snapped at a friend later. Note it without guilt. Plan one small step for tomorrow, like pausing before you speak. This isn't about chasing perfection. It's about progress, quiet and steady. Like a tree growing unseen. At first, it might feel awkward. You'll miss days or struggle to be honest. That's fine. Marcus wasn't flawless. He kept returning, night after night. Each entry hones your focus, sharpens your sense of self. You'll spot patterns, habits that lift you, traps that trip you over time. The mirror becomes a friend, not a critic. You'll face the world with a steadier heart, not because life got easier, but because you know who's steering the ship. This quiet honesty is your strength. It's not loud or showy. It's a slow, rooted growth. By facing yourself without pretense, you build a core that no storm can shake. You don't just react to life, you shape it. One clear reflection at a time. Keep looking, keep writing, and you'll find the calm that comes from knowing exactly who you are. Hardship isn't your enemy, it's your forge. Every setback, every sting, every moment life presses down is a chance to grow stronger, sharper, wiser. The Stoics didn't run from adversity. They leaned into it, knowing it could refine them like fire tempers steel. To stay unbothered isn't to dodge pain, it's to use it, to let it shape you into someone who doesn't just survive but thrives. When the heat comes, you don't burn, you emerge tougher, clearer, more yourself. Think of a blacksmith at work. The raw iron starts rough and yielding, but in the furnace's blaze, it softens, bends, takes new form. Adversity is that furnace. A missed deadline, a harsh word, a plan gone wrong, these are the flames. Most people fight them, asking, why me? The Stoic asks, what now? They see every challenge as a chance to forge patience, courage, or grit. A rude stranger tests your calm. A delay hones your discipline. A loss carves deeper compassion. Each trial strips away the soft edges, leaving only what's essential. This isn't about romanticizing pain, it's about reclaiming power. Life will throw sparks whether you're ready or not. The unbothered choose to meet them head on, not as victims but as craftsmen. They don't wait for comfort to return. They work with what's in front of them. A broken relationship might teach endurance. A failure might reveal resilience. The Stoics believed every slight, every struggle is material for virtue. Nothing is wasted if you know how to wield it. Picture yourself stuck in a long line, frustration rising. Most would stew or snap. The Stoic pauses, breathes, and sees the moment for what it is, a small forge, a chance to practice patience. They don't curse the weight, they use it to temper their calm. Over time, these moments add up. The person who can stay steady in a queue can stay steady in a crisis. The fire doesn't weaken them, it builds them, layer by layer, into someone who bends but never breaks. How do you harness this? Next time trouble hits, a plan fails, someone snaps, or doubt creeps in, ask one question. What is this here to teach me? Write it down. Maybe a co-worker's jab shows you how to let go of pride. Maybe a missed goal reveals the value of persistence. This question turns chaos into clarity. It shifts you from resisting the flame to working with it. Keep a notebook for these moments. Over weeks, you'll see patterns, lessons that make you stronger. This practice takes time. You'll flinch at first, feel the heat and want to run. That's normal. The Stoics weren't born fireproof. They trained. Each time you ask, what's the lesson? You step deeper into the forge. You start to see adversity not as a threat, but as a tool. A bad day becomes a chance to grow, not a reason to crumble. You'll carry a quiet strength, not because life spared you, but because you learned to use its fire. The world will keep testing you, always has, always will. But with every challenge you reframe, you build a resilience that's yours alone. You become the steel, not the flame, steady, sharp, unbreakable. Keep asking, keep writing, and watch how life's hardest moments become the ones that make you. That's the Stoic secret. The fire doesn't destroy you, it defines you. The world wakes up loud, phones buzz, news blares, and life's demands crowd your mind before your feet hit the floor. If you don't set your own tone, the chaos will. The Stoics knew this, so they started each day deliberately, anchoring their minds before the storms rolled in. This daily practice isn't just routine, it's armor, a way to root yourself in clarity and purpose. By shaping your morning, you shape your day and, over time, your life. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, faced mornings like anyone else, tempted to linger in bed, weighed by the day's burdens. But he wrote to himself, "I am rising to do the work of a human being." Before dawn, he'd reflect, setting a clear intention to live with wisdom, courage, and kindness, no matter what came. This wasn't grand ritual, it was quiet focus, a moment to align his mind with his values. By starting this way, he carried calm into the chaos of ruling an empire. Why does this matter? Your morning is your foundation. If you begin scattered, scrolling feeds, rushing out the door, you'll spend the day chasing peace instead of living it. A Stoic morning isn't about productivity hacks or Instagram-worthy routines. It's about claiming your mind before the world does. It's a few minutes to remind yourself who you are, what matters, and how you'll face the day. This small act builds a resilience that carries you through arguments, setbacks, and noise. Picture it. Instead of waking to a phone's glare, you sit still, breathe, and ask, "What's my focus today?" You're not reacting to emails or news, you're setting your compass. This could be 5 minutes of silence, a page of thoughts in a notebook, or a line from a Stoic text that grounds you. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. You're telling your nervous system, "I'm in charge here." That signal ripples outward, steadying you when life gets rough. How do you build this anchor? Create a simple morning practice. 10 minutes, non-negotiable. Try meditation. Sit quietly. Focus on your breath. Let thoughts pass like clouds. Or journal. Write one thing you're grateful for, one goal for the day, and one value to embody, like patience or honesty. Or read a Stoic passage, Marcus, Seneca, or Epictetus, and reflect on its meaning. Pick what feels right, but keep it consistent. Make it yours, like a daily handshake with your wiser self. At first, you might skip days or feel clumsy. That's normal. Marcus didn't nail it every morning. He kept showing up. Each time you return, you strengthen the habit. You'll notice a shift. The day's chaos feels less personal, less overwhelming. You're not just reacting, you're responding. Grounded in the clarity you built at dawn, your anchor holds you steady, not because the world got quieter, but because you got stronger. This daily practice is your secret weapon. It's not flashy, but it's fierce, a quiet commitment to your own peace. While others start their day swayed by noise, you start rooted, ready to meet life's tests with a clear head and a steady heart. Keep it simple, keep it sacred, and watch how 10 minutes each morning transform the hours that follow. You're not just waking up, you're rising to live deliberately, one anchored day at a time. In a world buzzing with urgency, raised voices, racing thoughts, clashing egos, calm is a rare gift. The Stoics didn't just seek peace for themselves, they became its source. Their presence like a steady flame in a storm. To be unbothered isn't just about your own serenity. It's about carrying a stillness that soothes others, shifting the air in any room. Your grounded energy becomes a quiet force, not forcing change, but inviting it. Like a tree offering shade without a word. Picture a Stoic in a heated debate. While others shout, they listen, their breath even, their words measured. They don't need to dominate. Their composure speaks louder than any yell. This was the power of figures like Seneca or Marcus Aurelius, whose steady presence could hush a room. They didn't preach calm, they lived it. Their clarity cut through noise. Their patience eased tension. People around them slowed down, breathed easier, not because they were told to, but because calm is contagious. This isn't about control or charisma. It's about integrity, showing up so anchored in your values that others feel it. When you're steady, you give permission for others to find their own footing. In a meeting, your focused silence can shift a frantic pace. At home, your quiet attention can soften a loved one's stress. You become a living reminder that peace is possible, even in conflict, even in rush. Your presence says, we don't have to spiral, and that's power, subtle but undeniable. How do you cultivate this? For one day, practice being the calmest person in every space. Speak 20% slower, let your words land with intention, not haste. Listen twice as much as you talk, really hearing what's said, not just waiting for your turn. And keep your breath steady, slow inhales, calm exhales, like an anchor beneath your ribs. These aren't tricks, they're choices that ground you and ripple outward. Notice how the room changes, how others pause, soften, or lean in. It's not about being aloof or silent. You are engaged, present, but deliberate when you respond. It's with clarity, not reaction. In a tense moment, a co-worker's outburst, a family spat, you don't escalate. You hold space, you nod, breathe, and choose words that de-escalate. This takes practice. At first, you might slip, caught by the urge to argue or withdraw. That's okay. The Stoics weren't statues. They trained. Each time you return to slow speech, deep listening, or steady breath, you strengthen your calm and its influence. This presence transforms more than moments, it shifts relationships. People feel safer around you, not because you fix their problems, but because you model what's possible. You're not louder than the chaos, you're deeper than it. You don't demand attention, you earn it by being the still point in a spinning world. Over time, others start to mirror your rhythm, their voices softening, their pace slowing, all because you showed up whole. Being the calm in the room is your quiet revolution. While the world chases noise, you offer clarity. While others react, you respond. You don't just carry peace, you share it, not by preaching but by being. Try it for a day. Slow your words, open your ears, steady your breath. Watch how the space around you shifts. You're not just unbothered, you're a beacon. Proving calm isn't just found, it's created, and it starts with you. Calm isn't something you're born with, it's a skill, carved through practice, choice, and grit. The Stoics showed us this path. Control what's yours, transform your emotions, stand firm against praise or blame, live fully in the now, embrace discomfort, build your inner fortress, know yourself clearly, use hardship to grow, anchor each day, and radiate peace to others. These aren't lofty ideals, they're tools, ready for you to pick up and wield. You don't need to be a sage to start, just a person willing to try, to pause, to choose wisdom over impulse. Now, it's your turn. Take one Stoic practice, maybe the pause before reacting, the evening inventory, or a morning moment of stillness, and weave it into your life. Start small, but start today. Each step builds a stronger, steadier you, unshaken by life's storms. The world will keep spinning, loud and chaotic, but you can be the lighthouse, a beacon of calm that holds fast no matter the waves. That's the Stoic promise, not an easy life, but a grounded one. Due to time constraints, we'll wrap up here. I hope this video has sparked something in you. If it helps even a little, I'm deeply grateful. Save it to your playlist for whenever you need a reminder. Please like and share it. Sometimes the right message at the right moment can change a life. And don't forget to subscribe to Daily Stoic Habits and hit the bell so you never miss our next dose of wisdom. Be the lighthouse amidst the storm. Goodbye, and see you soon.